Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Black Vegan Podcast YouTube channel. I am your host, Jeniece Page. I am Jeniece Page, the PhD student. Yes, I'm working on my PhD in holistic and sports nutrition. I am thrilled to be on this journey with you guys. So this week I have a special guest. Her name is Mary Dwase, and we're going to get into health and wellness. And I am excited because we get to hear her story. We get to hear her journey as well. So sit back, guys. Get ready for a inspiring, empowering, encouraging story on how Mary started her journey, and not just started her journey, but also how she helps other busy moms with their lifestyle. And like I said, Mary Dwase is in the United Kingdom. She's in the UK, and she is a midwife and a nurse, and has been one for over a decade and a half. And she is a mother of four, and she know all about this life. She know all about it, and we get to hear how she helped other people transition from as a busy mom or doing motherhood and all those things. So let me bring up my guest, Mary Dwase. And guys, be ready. Get your pen and pencil ready, because she's going to be dropping some amazing knowledge on motherhood and being busy and raising kids and having a career and all the things. Mary, I'm so glad to have you here. Yay, we did it. We got it. We did it together.
Yes. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be on your podcast show.
Absolutely, girl. Absolutely. So, I always want to know, and everybody else want to know, tell us, how did you get into this? Well, before you get into that, give us a little bit of background about you a midwife and nurse, because I first learned, I don't have any kids. For those who do not know, I do not have any kids. And what I learned about midwife, my niece just turned 28. And 28 years ago, did not know anything about a midwife, but I still don't know a whole lot about it. I just know my sister had a midwife when she was delivering my niece, and that's all I know. So educate us, girl.
So I became a midwife. So I was a renal nurse first. With my first son, I had my son, and then the experience that I received from the midwife that looked after me during labor. As soon as I finished maternity leave, went back to work as a nurse, and then I quit, and then trained as a midwife. So then I became a midwife, and I've stayed in the same place that I trained as a student. So when you say that it's renal nursing background, transplantation, the surgical wards, hemodialysis, I did it. And that aspect of experience now wasn't great at all for me. But I was best placed to make that decision very quickly, because at that time I thought I need to make a change for myself and also for my son, who is going to be 17 in July. So I made that change, and then I stayed the course. And I thought, you know what, Mary, as a mom at that time, I wasn't taking care of myself at all. Everything was just go, 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 work, 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 son, 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 husband, 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 and then me last. And then I thought, I can't live like this. There is no way I'm able to live like this. So I remember seeing a coaching program. I signed up for it, and I think it was 3 months, just to put myself through that, so that I will come out as version, so that I will be able and best placed to support other business. And then once I did that, then I realized, oh, I've got something here to share with the world. And I believe, Jeniece, that each and every individual is placed here for a purpose. We're not just here on this, planet to, have kids or have the best career or achieve entrepreneurship, make the money. It's not like there is something, each and every one has got it in them for them to be able to put something back into the community, It could be as little as walking down the road and saying hello to an elderly person that's walking past you. It doesn't take that much. So that is where it
Yes.
started from. And then since 2018, after my third child, Wilkme, who's 7 years old now, I trained to become a certified wellness coach, because obviously everything that I'm
Mhm.
doing, I want the best place to be able to do it. I'm not saying people that don't have the certificates are not best placed, all right? But
Right. Mhm.
I knew what I wanted to do and what I wanted to put out there. So I went through
Mhm.
that, and up till now, I've been able to, support moms, because I use myself as an example. Whatever I've gone through, the challenges that I've experienced,
Right.
similar to other women. So that is how I navigate and support them, so that they're able to, achieve what they want to achieve in their life, rather than putting themselves always last. They need to be putting themselves first.
That is good. And you went into one of the questions of, so what have you, working with busy moms and just moms, what has been like, what was one of the biggest challenges, like working with them?
Wow. Them being in your story, like the victim mode. This happened to
Mm.
me, became like this. That happened to me, that's why I became like this. And I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, it's happened. We need to embrace
Yeah.
what happened. We need to
Right.
start finding a way of making sure that whatever we went through, that experience has made us who we are. If we're still in that negative, or we're in that state of mind of, I didn't get anything positive out of it, at the
Mhm.
end of it, we're talking about it now. So that means it made something to you, whether it was negative or positive. If it's negative,
Right.
you need to change the narrative into a positive thing. So
Mhm.
whether you've called names, whether you've been told, you're no good of a mother, whether you've been told
That's
there is
good.
no way you're able to achieve that, you need to change the narrative. And how are you going to achieve that? That is why you have to get your mom tribe. You have to get the women. It can be even only one person that understand your values, that resonate with you, so that
Mhm.
the tips and the nuggets, and then you take it one step at a time. There is no rush. It's not race. Women that look like us. I could be,
Mhm.
got for a chief executive job. That doesn't mean
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
if you go for that role, we are competing. We're not competing.
Right.
We're
Eh,
literally cheering each and every one on. So that
right.
is, you need to change the narrative. Don't think that your negative experiences would forever be who you are, because this is what society is expecting. If you didn't get married and you had a child as a teenager, so what?
Yeah.
You know, you need to change the narrative. And that is the challenge that I have. And I have to go over and over and over and over. But
Mm.
some literally, come out of it, and others you have to work with them for quite a period of time. But it gets to a point that you tell them that, I think it's, you've been living like this for so many years. It's now that
Right.
you literally need to find ways. You need to step out of it and let's work with you, so that you're able to be the best version of yourself. And it's also, Janice, it's not your biological kids as well. It's your nieces, your nephews, your grandchildren. They want someone to role model to them. So who's
Yeah.
best to do that?
Yeah.
The female in the family,
Yeah.
So you need to, even if you're not doing it for yourself, just think of it as, I'm doing it for, a group of, I don't know, nieces or nephews, or even the community that you live in. And once you start seeing the results out of them,
Yeah.
nothing will tell you to change. Hopefully, whilst you're going through that, you're
Yeah.
changing as you're going along as well.
And I'm glad you said that, because we had that conversation. Because I'll tell anybody in a minute. I don't have any kids, but I raise kids. Oh, my desk is falling apart. But I raise kids. I've helped raise my nieces and nephews. And what I woke up in the morning, changed diapers, got them to school. I mean, I played a role, and they'll all say I'm like their other mom. And I also help with my brothers and with my sisters. I have two younger sisters that's like much younger than I am. And so I understand it does takes the village, and it does also And I tell people all the time, it takes a village to raise kids. It takes a village to live this life.
Yeah.
This life was never meant to live by itself. So if you are a mother, a busy mom, you need the village. You need the support. Because you can't do it by yourself. So
Yep.
I get it. I get it. I totally understand, because that's why I would tell people all the time, I was not meant to be a mom, but I was meant to be an amazing aunt and an
Mm-hmm.
awesome sister. And that's where I come in at. That's the role I play. And that's the role I get to play, because they need the support, and not just them, friends. I have friends that I played that role with. So I get it. And I think this is very important, because I've seen people in busy women, getting to the next question, busy mom. The time is important to busy mom. Busy
Yeah.
mom, the time is crucial, and it's very crucial. So what practical tips would you give on navigating their healthy habits and their busy day, busy day routine? What practical tips would you give for that?
So I think first of all, what they need to understand is they need to be calm and be mindful.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be in that state of calmness. Well, if you're hearing it, then it's whirring at the background, just having a
Baby
laugh.
Warren. We love Baby Warren.
Keeping calm and making sure that whatever you're doing, you have clarity, because you don't, as you've said, we all have 24 hours in a day. All right. You do not want to be
Mm-hmm.
wasting things that wouldn't bring you any positive results. So once you
Mm-hmm.
show that you're calming yourself, you're focused, you're you have clarity in what you're doing, you're able to feel more in control of whatever you plan to do. Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Also setting boundaries, you know
Yes.
understand that certain boundaries is so important, that um you need to understand that doing too much, it's not
Mm-hmm.
great. You need to
Right.
learn to mitigate as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do everything by yourself, but you need to understand that certain boundaries, that when you say no to extra
Mm-hmm.
work, when you say no to extra outing, when you
Yes.
say no to extra, I don't know, let's walk to the shops. There's
Yes.
nothing to it, but you need to not feel guilty in doing that. Sometimes I've seen so many moms plan their day, and then phone call comes in. Oh, we're meeting there. But you yourself knows that this is the time that I've literally put aside to have a
Mm-hmm.
lie in the bed, or even have a bath, or even catch up with something on Netflix. But as soon
Yeah.
as that call comes in, you're literally on the go. And then you go in and you come back all tired. Then the
Mm-hmm.
other chores that you need to get done are still
Yeah.
waiting, hanging, and so you need to know to set boundaries, and then saying no at no extra cost. You shouldn't feel guilty. And I think you need to educate the people that are around you, the expectations, friends, family, even the children. They
Yep.
need to know that, oh, this is mommy's me time. There's no disturbance.
Yep.
They need to understand that. So if they call you and then you're unable to fulfill it, or even the husband says, oh, I'm just stepping out, do you want to come? And then you feel like, oh, I'm not going to go. They understand where you're coming from, and not like every time that I ask, you're not coming, and they're making you feel more guilt. We don't want that.
Right.
Also, planning your time wisely, planning your activities wisely. Moms needs to be planners. Like, we're really, really great in planning, but sometimes actually what's on the planner, it's
Mm-hmm.
another. So you need to know that, just start off with the simplest things, and then take them as you go off. And then once you're taking it, you can see that actually, oh, I've achieved this. It was quite simple before you tackle the major tasks. Because if
Mm-hmm.
you tackling the major tasks, sometimes you get tired. Like, if you need to do the house chores, you get
Mm-hmm.
tired. Then just the little things you're unable to fulfill. You can
Yeah.
also pay someone to come and do a weekly clean, or a monthly deep clean. Anything, or even paying for a childcare, someone to just step in for half an
Mm-hmm.
hour, even an hour, for you to have me time, so that
Yeah.
you're able to do that. Sharing the load. My goodness, but how
Yes.
We want to do everything. We're not superhumans, you know. But it's when you think of it, I was telling my husband the other day, like he's expected to go to work, you know, pay the bills, come home, and then be fed, be looked after. But for
Yeah.
me, like I'm going to return back to work full time.
Uh-huh.
I'll go to work, I'll come home. Weekends I have to do shopping, food cooking, cleaning.
Yep.
I need to make sure that,
Yep.
you know, I make sure that the kids are okay. Even though he's hands-on, there is a lot on my shoulder. So I've learned to delegate certain tasks, and I've learned
Right.
that there are some tasks that can wait.
Mm-hmm.
They can wait. Like this is my own environment. You
Yeah.
understand? I am not going to be so upset if milk just got poured on the carpet and I have to
Yeah.
just wipe it quickly and then I'll deal with it properly later.
Yeah.
So these
Ex-
are some of the tips and strategies that mums need to get to do. But as I've said, making it fun whilst you're doing it, it needs to be fun, you know,
Yeah. Yep.
so that it can you'll have that interest to get it to get motivated in carrying it on. And then also understanding that no one's perfect. Every
Mm.
motherhood or doing womanhood, it's what we all have the same aims, you know, we all have the same, you know, we want the best careers, we want the best homes, we want, but at the end of the day, no one's perfect and we're not in any race with anybody. You're in a race with yourself. So that is what
Amen.
I tell them they need to do. And you know, once we get back to, I think one in reference to the Bible, I think Paul at some point made reference that our bodies are not bought. Our bodies are bought in with a price. So we
Mm-hmm.
basically have to carry our bodies and minds to a place of not in our own pursuit, in our own comforts, but making sure that everything that we're doing, it should be from the act of worship and then also submission to God. So
Yep.
if you're a woman or anyone, if you're, you know, you understand the Bible, you know, the asks of the Bible, you need to understand that we need to take care of our bodies. It was bought at a price. You cannot just do anything anyhow to it. But
Mm-hmm.
as a mom, for you to navigate positively in that role, and also for our offsprings or
Right.
you know even the community to learn from us, we need to make sure that whatever we're doing, it's benefiting us first so that we can, you know, exuberate or exhume, you know, positiveness to the
Exactly.
environment that we're in or the community that we're in. And people learn. You might think that no one is learning. I keep on telling them, for me to be even sitting here,
Yep.
like if 5 years ago, I'll be what? No, no way. But it's just a journey and it's me walking my talk. I'm not talking the, you
Yeah.
know, but making sure that whatever I'm talking about, I'm actually doing for myself because I am also a busy mom. And as
Yes.
that, we do have, you know, we want the best careers.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really best place, the same place that I trained as a midwife. I went through every stage to become a senior manager, a midwifery matron, and that didn't
Mm-hmm.
come easy. But I
Right.
knew that God was at the center of it
Yeah.
because sometimes certain things happen and then you get this thought all of a sudden and you're like, oh, that is why I went through that experience,
Yeah.
you know? But what
Exactly.
when it was happening at that
Mm-hmm.
time, I'm thinking, why this? Why this struggle? Why that? You know, but then
Right.
God making a way for me. And that works for each and everybody. Once you're ready and you're open to, you know, to learn and change your ways and you
Yep.
know the people around you telling you that oh actually you know you sit back and then you reflect and then you get the best the better version of yourself.
Yep.
Things will come to you, not going to be easy, but you're going to be very very you know I think strategic, or you're going to be very confident in walking that pathway. And
Yeah.
that is what I,
I agree.
especially in the career side.
I agree 100% because I agree. And when you're doing that, when you're setting your boundaries, you're saying no, you're giving your best yes, you're setting time aside for yourself. When you're it takes out the overwhelmness, it brings balance to your life, to your family structure, it brings balance, and also you're setting the example for your kids. You're setting
Yeah.
an example, so that because they're looking and they're saying they're remembering when they get older, oh, we have boundaries. Like I know, I tell people all the time, I remember a lot of things growing up that I implement into my life now. Now that I'm, way older and more structure and balance and everything. And like you said, when you're doing that, you're calmer, you make better decisions. There's no iffy in and oh, should I, there's no confusing.
Yeah.
And what the word of God say that I love to use, God does everything decent in order. So I like to run my life as much as possible. When I say as much as possible, decent in order. So it just, you brought all that out when you was given the strategy. So guys, if you did not hear, she gave strategies on how to time manage for busy moms or busy woman, and she hit the points. Balance. Say no. Say no. It's okay. I did a whole training on saying no on my YouTube channel. Say
Yeah.
no. Women, it's okay for us to say no, especially us busy moms. Busy period. Say no. And then on top of that, be calm and have fun in the process of raising your kids. Have fun in the process of living life, because we take it so serious. Won't you say, Mary? We take it so serious, and we be, yeah.
Nah, we
Mm-mm.
take it so serious. It's just just relax. Like life is not, yes, life is happening.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, but the last thing you want is having all those cortisol hormones like so high up there that you cannot even
Mm.
smile, you cannot even, relax and enjoy your environment. You cannot even enjoy your neighborhood or even your children or your nieces and nephews. You cannot even enjoy it because you're so tense thinking about what's coming next. What's coming next? I
Right.
believe that Jeniece, you do thinking about what's coming next. I do what's coming next. But at the stage that I've got, I've just
Mhm.
left it to God. Like all my gaps, I've left it to
Yeah.
God to fill it. I just sit back. And you
We
see
have
it just
to. We-
falling through, falling
Yeah.
through, falling through. I'll just give you a quick example. So I'm going
Yeah.
to back on the 20th of May, full time.
Right.
And I've been looking at childcare. So all that like the amount is just through the roof because Wilkeme is 7, so there's like a 7-year gap in them. So I'm thinking, oh
Uh-huh.
yeah. And then I thought, so I've been journaling and I've been journaling my childcare, like journaling. I'm
Yeah.
like, God, you need to see me through because otherwise this boy, where is he going to go? So I got that nursery and I don't know this woman from nowhere, literally nowhere. But me going there, telling them my story and everything, it's like, Mary, don't worry about it. This is how much we're
Right.
going to charge, time and everything. That was just off my. And then I thought, what about my weekends? When I give back to the community in regards to Bumps
Yeah.
Jeniece, if I need to go childcare at home, I'm sitting 2 weeks ago. I'm sitting and I saw one of my friends posting something on her status. She never posts anything on her status.
Mhm.
So when I saw it, she made a comment and I'm like, oh, have you moved? She goes, yes. And I thought, oh, where? She says the place, that's the same place I'm living. And guess what? She says, oh, I live closer to the post office. I said, oh, I live closer to the post office. Then I said the road name. She said, Mary, I'm on the same road name. I said, what, are you joking me? She goes, no. And I said, I'm not number this. She goes, I'm number this. I've been driving past her property to mine for the past 4 months, and she's been living there. And this is someone that I know from my children's primary school. So the daughter and
Uh-huh.
my son, same class. We were, school gate friends. We would chat, chat, chat. And then I
Uh-huh.
moved years ago, and we lost contact. But I still had a number. Didn't say anything. And then all of a sudden, then she comes and she's like, "Oh no, don't worry about childcare. Madi would." And I thought, "Come again." Like all my journaling about childcare on weekends literally just falls into place.
Mm.
if I didn't go through the journey of coming out of my story,
Yeah.
in that things happen and then letting go and allowing God to fill in my gaps.
Yes.
Sitting here stressing myself about childcare on the weekends, and I might have probably even giving back to the community. And this is how God works.
Yep.
This is how, as busy moms, we need to show up and let God. That is what I'll say. And make sure that,
Ooh, let God.
yes, do what you need to do. You cannot say one thing and do the other. You cannot do that.
Exactly.
You
And
can't.
that's not even God. When you do that, that means you have not gave it to him.
Exactly.
You have not gave it to him.
Yeah.
So we have to let go and let God. Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. You yeah, girl, that'll preach, guys. That'll preach. That'll preach. That'll
It,
preach.
it's mm-mm. I'm like, what, okay, what else? What else am I going to get? So I thought, now I'm just raising up my bar of my journaling. Like I'm just going to
Yeah.
request for some things that, like, yes, the faith is up there, but I'm doing the work that I need to do in the human form. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sitting and not doing nothing and expecting God to do it. It doesn't work like,
Exactly.
I need to have the faith to open, and if I'm leaving it for him, I'm leaving it for him. And that's the same thing with moms. We say one thing and then we do the other. I used to be
Mm,
that years ago.
girl,
We
give
say
us
one.
more of that. Give us more of that. What we say and what we do.
So with like New Year's resolution, I'm going to sign up to a coaching program, or I'm going to keep fit. I'm going to eat healthily. I'm going to increase the intake of vegetable fruits and vegetables. And then first week, second week, third week, it's like, and you,
What am I doing? I'm
yeah.
giving up.
Yes, but you have to understand that when you're starting anything new, you need that motivation. You need someone, you need a buddy as well, someone to, be accountable, someone to support you. Say that, oh,
Mm-hmm.
actually, you did really well. Oops, this time we got it wrong. Next time, this is how we're going to do it. Not this time we got it wrong.
Exactly.
I've given up. No.
Right.
And you can fall 10 times, you get up 20 times. Just keep going. And your
And
result will come through. Your
so
result.
important. So important. You just keep, because it's a journey. I like to always say it's a journey. We don't it's a journey. It is not a marathon. It's a journey, because in the journey you level up. You may have to tackle one thing at a time, and that's okay to tackle one thing at a time, because guess what? It's a journey. It's like when you move into your house. I like to tell people, when they move into a house, I say, the house will never be the way you want it. It'll never be the way you want it. You're gonna always change it. In the same with your health. Even if you reach that muscle goal, guess what? You got a whole new goal. It's a whole new
Exactly.
journey. As a busy mom, tell how important you think nutrition is. I know, as a nutritionist, I think is the number one. But as a busy mom with kids, nursing, doing all the things, busy new moms and non-new moms, how important is nutrition to them?
Nutrition, even, oh gosh, it's so important, because even from when you've conceived them, whatever I eat, it's going through them. So I
Mm-hmm.
need to be smart in making sure that what I put in my body, it's going to, go to the fetus and make the fetus healthy. And once the baby's born, obviously, you go through that journey.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't, thank God, I don't have any child that is, I don't like this and that one, I don't like that. It's only
Mm-hmm.
Wilkie May that's still on the journey of vegan, because she hasn't touched any meat ever since she said, she keeps on telling me. So that is something I'm still learning, like increasing more fruits and things and then the mushrooms. But before she even changed, I made sure that, the fruits and vegetables are quite really, really
Uh-huh.
important. Going to the farmer's market, making sure that every time at every meal, there is something um, nutritious for them. Uh,
Yes.
so also, water, introducing water for them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the drinks that is on the shelves filled with color and sugar. I'm not saying that I'm 100% there yet, but journey, as you said, it's a journey and it's getting better. And it's really, really important for you as the mother also walking the walk rather than just doing the talk. I have to show them that I'm eating my salads, my vegetables, doing like trying new fruits like jackfruit. I've never had jackfruit before.
Oh, I love jackfruit.
I know Gunnip. I never tried it. I saw it, but I thought, oh, let me try it. So all these things you need to know that everything that you're giving your child, it's nutritious. So fruits and vegetables, and then obviously I think the rawness, but we're doing just the steamed ones. Carrots, they'll just eat it raw. But the others, it's really, really important because the more, and I've seen changes when she used to have a lot of colds. Okay. Now it's just literally going down. It's hardly that you hear me just complaining like, oh, I've got pain here, pain there. But the others, you hear them complaining pain because they're not. Very, very strict. A 7-year-old. I have to learn a lot from her. She's very strict. Mommy, I don't know, not this one, that one. Okay. We do that. So, and I think that stems from her seeing me doing certain things. And then she picked up. She did it all of a sudden. She picked up. And then she's doing it beautifully. She go to school, lunch, she will say vegetarian, and then they will serve her the vegetarian. And if it's not nice, she'll go back and feedback and say that this is nice.
I love it.
I said, as long as you're not getting into trouble feeding back. Oh, no, mommy, I'm just telling them that it was a bit bland. It was a bit, and I'm like, okay. It's really, it's important because we know that the more nutritious foods that we fill our bodies in, then we keep illnesses or the mild ailments at bay.
Yes.
I'm not saying you're never going to get sick or you're never, sometimes unfortunately certain things will come along and yes.
He's got something to say.
Yes. Certain illnesses might, but then you're able to fight it off.
Right.
And that's where we need to be. That is where it's important for us to make sure that our diet, it's utmost best. And we're not just filling our body with any junk foods.
Exactly. And that is so important because as a nutritionist and a plant-based nutritionist and non-plant-based, but specialized in plant-based, it is highly, I believe in the AAA, which we call the alkaline acidic environment, which is your pH level body environment, which I'm not going to get into those studies because that's another topic for the channel, but it's very important and is important for the parents, especially for mothers, for overall life anyway. But if you're, like you said, caring or having, kids and stuff like that, and then you want that balance, especially for keeping them healthy, immune system. And like you say, your daughter, you notice she's less sick and everything like that, allergies and stuff like that. So that is very good. So before I want to share one of your success story that would serve the people, especially for busy moms, that you have helped a client through in your capacity and your wellness or your midwife in your business. Share a success story that will serve the people, the community.
So I had a mother that had 2 daughters, and when she came to me because I was a midwife as well. So she had some things that she wanted to ask on the midwifery side during birth and everything. And her youngest, I think at that time was, 5 years old. So when she was the last daughter, she had a 3rd-degree tear. So like the perineal and then including the muscle underneath between all opening, and so she was sutured and everything. But she said after a year she noticed that sometimes she becomes fecal incontinent, and then also incontinent. So my question to her was, did you have a, physiotherapist referral? Did you go through, all those? So I did everything, everything resolved, but all of a sudden I've started experiencing this. So I told her to go back to a GP and get that, but then we'll go through the coaching. And then the aspect of the coaching was for her to lose shed a bit of weight. She wasn't huge, but she wanted just to shed a bit of weight because of the post-pregnancy. She's still had the weight on. So we went through, it was a 6-week coaching program. So we went through the coaching program. So she would have her usual midwifery questions. Sometimes not just the aspect of losing weight and healthy eating. And we went through all that, but it will be the aspects of midwifery questions. So we did the initial her expectations, and then we did the mid one. And then the mid one, she goes, Mary, I'm not sure, but I can feel like now I'm not becoming fecal incontinent. I can feel like my muscles under there are getting a bit tighter. This is this is her experience that she's telling me.
Okay.
But what there was, we looked at foods that would benefit, postpartum body. So all of the superfoods, most of the superfoods that we talk about, it's not. So she incorporated that into her diet. Lots of water, and regular walks. Once she started shedding the weight, which wasn't that much. I think she did 5 kg probably in, I think, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. At the midpoint, she said, Mary, I started experiencing that my muscles down there and then the fecal incontinence started to resolve. So I asked, I said, oh, did the doctors give you something for it? She goes, no, they didn't give me anything. They just referred me again, but I haven't got the appointment. At the end of the coaching program, she writes to me and then she says, I don't know what happened, but I can feel like I'm a bit firmer down there. And then I went to a program. There was a boat program, and then I was invited as a speaker. So I went there. I was standing up to see her come in. The next minute, she's just tapping in and she's telling someone, this is the lady I was talking about. That my problem that I had, I've never had it since that time that I went through the coaching program.
Oh.
So me, I started having goosebumps, and I thought, you came here for one thing, but you've got results of having your muscles back because the foods, perineal, oh gosh, Kegel exercises, all those things we have to incorporate in the coaching program, even though that doesn't come as the coaching program that I offer. But because she needed it, and because she was really transparent in sharing it, I thought, this is not part of it, but I'm happy to add it on. And since then, that has been her word. She just say it. The issues that I was having, this is what it's resolved. I know it's not scientifically evidence, but this is my experience, and this is happened to me, and I still live with it. But for women suffering in silence with things like that.
That is true.
If you're someone that don't open up and share it, and you think that, I'm really ashamed, and you shouldn't suffer in silence. You need to be able to open up, and once you share it with, and then also I think it's also rapport. Rapport as well when you have with your coaching clients. Some of them are quite very open, and others are a bit, I don't want to let go of too much. But once you have
shame. It's shame.
Yeah, changes as you go along. But that's one of the testimonials that I truly enjoy. But we say, when people are in prominent positions and things like that, they do not want their names to be mentioned or anything. And I do understand that, because for me myself, there are certain things about me that I wouldn't want someone to, go on the because we.
But if you healed me, I mean, when I say heal, you had used a tool that I'm okay with it, because guess what? I'm going to save somebody else. I'm going to help somebody else along the journey. If you help my muscles down there come back to life,
Yes.
somebody need to hear that.
Yeah.
Because as women, like you said, as women, period, busy or not, there's so much shame that we don't want to share because of our body. And no, they need to know that. They need to know that. So I'm glad you shared that story, because someone can be listening to this YouTube channel who
Yeah.
may be suffering in silence and may
Yeah.
need your technique, because it's a technique you use to
Yeah.
help that lady. They may need your technique. So guys, Mary runs a tell them your program. Sexy to what is
Shed Sexy program. So when we say shed to sexy, it doesn't mean that you're only there to shed pounds or in a way. It's, do you want clearer skin? So we do that through, superfoods, smoothies, your diet. Also, having a weekly group coaching sessions. Also having uh, a smoothie ebook that comes
Mhm.
through with it as well. So each and every mother that I've coached, most of them, it's not, they don't come in to lose some weight. Some of them come in to get clearer skin, to, glowing themselves, get that confidence, be able to
Mhm.
show up and step up. Because as I've said, with my background in that aspect of midwifery and being the managerial area as well, I am able to also direct mothers on how to, get certain things done so that
Yes.
they can progress in their career as well. And then also in business, because we're here, we're doing it, I'm learning. Anything that I have, I'm also able to share with them. But it's for
Yeah.
you to just come in and be your authentic self, and then make sure that and and then if it's not you shedding weight, but for you to glow in your glory. Glowing in your glory means what I referred to earlier, that our bodies are bought with a price. All right.
Yes.
We're not going to do anything bad to our bodies, but we're going to make sure that when we step into our authority, wait.
Baby one is seats. Baby one said,
It's like you not haven't given me opportunity for me to talk here, so I'll just interrupt. So as I was
No,
saying,
you're fine.
caring for our bodies and minds should not come from our own comfort or pursuit, but it should be
Yep.
the act of worship and submission to God. So that is how I see it, and that is how I do the coaching program.
Well, I'm glad. I want to say thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. And I know when we got on, you had said, you had baby one. I was like, girl, let the people see, because we're here talking about busy moms. They need to see that you are a busy mom. You know what I mean? And we get to show up in all authentic, in ourselves. We get to be who, this is who you are. This is what you do. You are a busy mom. So we glad baby one joined us. He had a lot to say, girl. A lot to say. So guys, if you are Mary, give them how they can follow you on your social media.
So on LinkedIn, it's Mary Dwase. On Instagram, it's Mary D Wellness. Facebook, it's Mary Dwase, and then Facebook page is Mary D Wellness. And then if you want to speak to me in regards to anything that I've shared here, go to speakwithmaryd.com.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mary. I'm going to put you back in the studio. Guys, that was powerful. That was powerful. I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to have Mary here. That's the end of today's episode on the Black Vegan Podcast YouTube show. Thank you guys for joining us live. This is a journey, guys. I look forward to seeing you guys at the next show. I do have another live today. It's going to be today at 2:30 Central Time, and it's going to be powerful. So join me for that. It's going to be streamed on my YouTube, Facebook, and everything, because This was an impromptu, so join me for that. But remember, I want you guys, you get to all of that. You get to be compassionate. You get to be empowering. You get to be inspiring. You get to love on someone. Show up powerfully and give love, show love, and it will be returned back to you guys. Until then, by God's grace, the journey continue. I will see you guys on the next Black Vegan Podcast show. I will see you guys soon. And you guys enjoy your day.